Hello, good evening, my name is Mark Annan. I bid you welcome to Risen. It's been a while, hasn't it? I actually thought we were on pace to get 12 episodes out before the end of the year. That did not happen. Unfortunately, life continues to be the way it be. But I'm doing my damnedest to get one last one out before the end of the year, and hopefully we can get this onto a more regular rotation going forward, but I'm tired of making that promise. It will happen as it happens. Now, in case you don't remember, which I wouldn't be surprised if you don't, we have one last task to accomplish here. We technically have done enough on both save files to prove our loyalty to one side or the other, but the last loose end is the gold bowl situation. Now, I don't have any of them yet. We're going to go over how to acquire them. They are all in the possession, or at least hidden away by the three triplets. And we've met pretty much all of them by now. So this is going to be the Don's save file. And the first one we need to get, he's over at, what's this guy's? Josh's watering hole down here. I just realized he has a fucking anchor on the awning, and I have no idea why. That's kind of bizarre. So Dirk is the first of the triplets we can get it from. He, as far as I know, has no way to get it otherwise, other than paying for it. You might be able to beat him up, but anywhere you can do that, there's going to be witnesses who will report it, so you don't really have that option. That said, the location he goes to, you might be able to get away with it if you do it at night and there's nobody around. But, yeah, there's no way to deal with him. Like, you can't taunt him, you can't pickpocket him. So, the only legitimate way to get it is to pay for it.
Okay, I'll take it.
Here you go. Pleasure doing business with you. Careful who you show it to. The Inquisition and the Dawn's boys would love to get this, but I didn't trust them not to bash me over the head as soon as they got their paws on it.
Ulf sent me. You're supposed to rendezvous at the meeting point.
Great. So he's okay. Thanks for the message. I'll see you around.
And off he goes. So the meeting point that they chose is actually right underneath Jack's lighthouse. And at the right time of day, there may not be any NPCs close enough to notice you if you decide to try and beat them up and steal it there. I have not attempted that, so I don't actually know if it shows up in his inventory, but by all means, try it if you like. Now, Dieter, on the other hand, he can be pickpocketed, but you need level 2 pickpocketing to do it.
Know any good jokes?
Jokes?
Which we happen to have in this case.
A sailor walks into the tavern. Under one arm he has a chicken, and under the other he has a sausage. The innkeeper asks him...
I know that one.
You always know that one, but I don't. I wanted to hear it. Now, we don't have level 2 pickpocketing on the Inquisition, so to get that one, we will need to pay for it, unfortunately. Now, the last one, I don't remember if I talked to him, but Ulf will not yield the location of his where he hid it without being paid for it. I don't remember if we've already asked him about it, but yeah. So, you can pay for the information.
Here's the gold. Now tell me where you hid the bowl.
I knew the Inquisition had been watching me, so I lost them. Hid the bowl in the harbor lighthouse. Threw it up into the wooden beams. Going to be difficult getting it back without a telekinesis spell. Of course. That's your problem now.
As you can well imagine, now that we know where it is, we can always save scum it. This, I gotta be honest, is one of those things people will probably give me shit for. Save scumming that kind of information, but I mean, once you know it, you'll never not know it. other than, you know, forgetting it. So, in the future, you would be kind of silly, like if you replayed this, it would be pretty silly to ever pay for that information again. But yes, oh god, you can see it right there. It is clear as day. Clear as a gold bowl. He says a telekinesis spell is necessary to get it, but, as it turns out, with a little bit of precise positioning, it's actually possible to get it without it. Yoink. And that's all you need. So we've gotten all three. Now the funny thing about this is that the guy who gives you the quest from the Don for the gold bowls is actually the elusive Scordo that we only find out about once we've already proven our loyalty by doing the other 4. So it's a bit of a weird one, because we can, as the Inquisition, we can give it to Carrasco at any time. But if we want to prove our loyalty to the Don, the only way we're going to find out where Scordo is to have already proven our loyalty. So at this point, this is kind of like an afterthought. I believe we have been told, right? Honestly, it's been so long I should have double-checked, but somebody, once we reached 4 loyalty proofs, should have told us that we can find Scordo in behind a hidden door in Sonia's brothel, which we access by pushing the painting, and the bookcase steps aside.
What are you doing here? What do you want?
I'm here to support you.
And I should trust you? Why?
What are you selling?
Antiques. Golden ones. Things brought in by the refugees. All legit. I have provenance for all of them.
Now, you may not notice, but when you do these back... If you were to do... how should I phrase this? Now, you wouldn't know this just on your first attempt, but Scordo's dialogue when you first talk to him is very different depending on your progress in the loyalty quests. Because if we come in here, having already proved our loyalty, he loses a lot of dialogue that he would have in other cases. But it can also get really funny because there's a dialogue that checks what your status is in terms of loyalty to either the Don or to the Inquisition. And it doesn't play if you haven't done 4 of 4 for either. But then once you've done 4 of 4, it plays the next time you talk to him, even though it's in literally like the middle of his train of thought. So it ends up being really awkward, but I'll show that a little bit later.
Why are you back here in a storeroom?
Dangerous times. Lots of thieves. Man needs security.
You're hiding. Hiding from whom?
There's a world of difference between hiding and being discreet.
And where do these antiques come from?
Inheritances, grandmother's mantelpieces, and farmers' hideaways. A man gets caught selling anything illegal, trading artifacts, he gets in trouble. I deal in antiques.
Where does that passage over there lead to?
That's no passage. That's a storeroom. And you're going to stay away from it. Because it's my business.
You can trust me. I'm on your side.
So, you are the castaway that has been helping my men in the town?
I am.
Why didn't you say so right away? You've done good work. And for the right side.
So who are you?
I hear you're someone to be trusted. That you're no friend of the Order in the Inquisition. Neither am I. I look after the Don's affairs in Harbour Town. My job is to know everything, and to lay the foundations so the town will once again be ours.
Is there an artifact you're especially interested in?
3, actually. 3 very valuable bowls made of gold. They're circulating here in the town. Get them for me and it's worth, say, 600 gold coins. But that's only if you bring me all 3.
Where are these golden bowls supposed to be?
One is being touted for sale in Patty's Tavern. The others, I don't know. My leads have gone cold.
What's so special about these golden bowls?
A white robe called Carrasco will do anything to find them. Anything the white robes are that interested in must be extremely valuable. And that's reason enough for me to offer a high price for them.
I'll get you these 3 golden bowls.
Good. Once you have them, bring them to me.
How have you been smuggling artifacts out of town?
A tunnel. It leads outside the walls. As long as the white robes don't discover the exit, we can come and go unseen.
I see. The Don sent me. I'm to report to him on the situation here.
Really? And we need babysitting, do we? Why should I believe you've talked to Don Esteban?
Why would I lie?
There are 1,000 reasons.
I proved my loyalty in the camp, rooting out people who weren't loyal to the Don. If you want, ask him.
If you've proved your loyalty to him, who am I to question it?
So, you will send a report to the Don.
He's always keen to know what's going on here. I'll give him a full report. You can take that and a package to the Don.
So the funny thing about that, he says take a report and the package to the Don, but he won't give it to you until the Gold Bowl quest is wrapped up. So that ends up, even though he suggests he's going to give it to you, he won't until this is completely finished.
Here are your 3 golden bowls.
That was a job well done. And here is your gold. You have exceeded expectations.
How are you planning to retake Harbour Town?
First, we need to have enough resources to drive the order out. When Esteban gives the sign, we'll attack. And largely thanks to you, that won't be too much longer. Just imagine the Inquisitor's face when he finds out.
We managed to complete all the tasks you gave us.
The Inquisition is losing its grip. The people will see that. They will bend with the breeze when the dawn returns. Well done. Take this as a token of the people's thanks. Carry on, and we'll push the Inquisition out and rule as the people of the island would wish.
I take it you're no fan of the warriors of the Order in Harbour Town?
Fanatics. They do what the Inquisitor tells them. No thoughts of their own. That's 2 reasons to hate them.
The Inquisitor could be around for a while. He thinks the world needs him.
Which is very regrettable, but we need to avoid an open conflict with him and his warriors. For now.
So, what do we do next?
Someone has to go to the Don's camp and tell the Don about the positive situation here. The Don has been waiting an age for this. Unfortunately, it has taken longer than planned, and telling him is, of course, a job for you.
Of course it is.
Deliver this package to the camp, with kind regards from Scordo. The Don will be pleased.
And what will your task be?
I'll hold the fort here. Keep everything under control.
I'll take your package to the Don.
Excellent. Here it is. And here is the key for the door over there. It leads to the secret tunnel out of Harbour Town. Don't get caught, or we're all going to hell. And hurry. We've lost too much time already.
Then let's not lose any more.
Indeed. I apologize if there are some skip-aheads in that dialogue there, because I kept looking back at my notes and noticing little things off. I didn't account for the 500 XP that Scordo gives you for doing all the jobs on his behalf. I'm pretty sure that you can still accomplish that, even if you were to, say, give the gold bowls to Carrasco instead. As long as you've done the other 4 for the Don, then that will still count. I'm gonna save this here. The reason I did the Don first is we're gonna roll with the Inquisition afterwards. But first I want to see if there's a chance Carlos may want to speak with us and have some grievances with what we've done here. Why don't we check in with him first before we load Inquisition?
About this town,
Well, I am interested in hearing what you have to say about my town.
Well, everything is fine the way it is.
Is that so? In my opinion, quite a few things are far from fine. It looks as though the Don is making inroads here. With your lack of insight, it appears you will be of no use to me.
What happens now?
As far as I'm concerned, you can have the warriors of the Order arrest you outside of the town. They'll take you to the monastery. Let them teach you about loyalty.
Do you have any further tasks for me to do?
You have been mentioned in the same breath as the Don's men too often for me. I would be better advised not to get involved with you.
I mean, you have the absolute power and authority to send me to the monastery yourself, but you won't do it because the game doesn't account for that. But yes, he is a bit grumpy. He does not approve of our doings here. Alright, so we're going to make a Don 10 save. We are going to load the Inc. 9 save. Actually, before we do that, I do want to test. Just make sure that we can actually complete the Don side if we were to give all the gold bowls away. So I'm going to test that real quick. Also, I mustn't forget, I didn't tell Dieter to go to the meeting point. So I'll have to remember to do that.
People think it's just about surviving. But what's the point of having a life if you spend it paying taxes, working to the bone for others to live in gold or silk?
A man needs pride.
I'm thinking you must be that castaway. I've heard you've been helpful.
What if I have?
In a place where being known is dangerous, you've got yourself well known. There's a proverb. Rush to take a friend, and the summer lamb will become a wolf in winter. Choose a side, choose carefully, and choose before your actions choose for you.
So who are you?
Just because you've helped us out a little doesn't make you a confidant. You'll have to do more to earn that. The outside world doesn't care about this island. We'll only survive if we help ourselves. So go. Prove you're one of us.
This tree had better be full of gold. Is there an artifact you're especially interested in?
3, actually. 3 very valuable bowls made of gold. They're circulating here in the town. Get them for me and it's worth, say, 600 gold coins. But that's only if you bring me all 3.
I'll get you these 3 golden bowls.
Good. Once you have them, bring them to me.
Where are these golden bowls supposed to be?
One is being touted for sale in Patty's Tavern. The others, I don't know. My leads have gone cold.
What's so special about these golden bowls?
A white robe called Carrasco will do anything to find them. Anything the white robes are that interested in must be extremely valuable. And that's reason enough for me to offer a high price for them. Helpful to the Inquisitor, that is.
What makes you say that?
Oh, you know what it's like. Word gets around.
Your brother, Ulf, wants you to go to your meeting point.
Thanks. I'm on my way.
Alright. So if you give the bowls to Carrasco, but have done everything else for the Don, if you do that before talking to Scordo, he never offers you the job for the gold bowls at all. But if you were to get that task, then give them to Carrasco and report to Scordo that the bowls are gone, he basically just brushes it off. He says, yeah, we'll manage without him. Not a big deal. And you can still complete it anyway. You're still proved your loyalty to the Don. He'll give you the package and the message for the Don and give you the way out. So that's all still in place.
I found the 3 golden bowls you wanted. Carrasco has them.
Well, that is regrettable, but we'll survive.
But, this being the Inquisition loyalty side, we are going to give these to Carrasco. and finish proving, you know, our loyalty to the Order.
Here, I found the 3 golden bowls.
I'm impressed. Nimble work getting to them before they got to Esteban's rabble. I'll let Commandant Carlos know of your success. Thanks to you, I didn't have to get violent. That's behind me now.
Now then, about a reward.
I thought that might be on your mind. Very well. You have a choice.
And your last choice is whatever you still have left that you didn't choose previously.
I'll go for the mana potions.
All yours.
All mine. And that is that. So with that done, the next warrior of the Order we walk past is going to tell us that we need to go talk to the Commandant. But we'll head that way ourselves.
What is it?
Oh, maybe not. Perhaps it's already been said.
Ah, good thing you're here. I've been hearing rumors, but I want the news straight from you.
About the Don's followers.
I'm jittery.
Sid was tough, but he won't be a problem for you any longer.
Sid. He has long been a thorn in my side. I'll be glad to see the back of him. Here, please take this gold as a reward.
About the... Delgado was collecting protection money in the gutters. I've stopped him.
The Don has long been sowing discord and disquiet there. It is well you have stopped Delgado from worsening things.
About... Luca was trying to smuggle artifacts from the town. I stopped him.
Luca. Can't these people see we have to work together to survive? It was a pity there was a need for this, but that doesn't stop it being a job well done.
You can't see past the filthy lucre.
About the Don's followers. Weasel was responsible for the Brugal weed trade in the merchant district and through the town. I've put a stop to that.
That man was extremely brazen. It is a good thing to be rid of him. Here is your reward.
Sorry, I need to stand somewhere else, so I stopped gyrating.
Captain Romanov's gold has been secured.
Excellent. I thought he would take the mystery of the gold's location to his grave. Good work.
I retrieved the 3 golden bowls for Carrasco.
That's good. They shall be processed and sent to the monastery. Well done. Here is your reward.
Why did the Inquisitor come to this island?
Contact with the mainland is lost. We have heard nothing from our other outposts. If we were to lose the Holy Hall, lose the Holy Flame as well.
The Holy Hall?
But maybe the temples that rose from the earth here hold secrets that can help us understand what is happening. To that end, we gather everything we find in the ruins. We must hope the ancient temples here hold secrets of the past that can help us build a future.
Why are the people being held prisoner in this town?
Prisoner? Have you been beyond the walls here? Seen the bandits, the creatures that roam this island? How many of the farmers and shopkeepers here could defend themselves against them? Do you know how many have died foolishly grubbing for gold and paying for it with their lives? Everyone who is safely within the walls of this town should be glad. We are protecting them, seeing to their needs. Only criminals are held prisoner.
I see.
Well, there's not a whole lot of distinction when people are kind of locked in their homes without any freedom of will. Sure, you might be protecting them, but I don't know. Can't blame them if they don't really see it that way, when their lives are disrupted more by your interference than whatever you're trying to protect them from. I guess it's a little 50-50 of both in this situation, though.
We've disrupted the Don's plans. The town should be safe for now.
Yes, we certainly have less to deal with now, and weakening the Don strengthens us. It is only a question of time until the Don finally abandons his plans altogether. Now it is time that we dealt with the artifact smuggling. I must know how the artifacts are leaving the town without being found.
I will stop the artifact smugglers.
Good. I have heard rumors that the brothel on the Harbor Quay is connected with the smuggling, but I can't imagine Sonia is behind this racket. If you were to find proof of who is, we could finally arrest the smugglers.
Well, we just happen to know how to get there. The difference is, nobody in this situation tells us how to find it, so I think we have to... You know, obviously we already know how to get to it. We have to probe for the information other ways. If this is our first time ever learning about it.
I do need information.
I'm all ears.
I need to know something. Who's responsible for the artifact smuggling in this town?
Well, I think you've got enough of a reputation that I can trust you, so listen up. In the storeroom, behind our washroom, is Scordo, one of Esteban's men. The picture on the wall in the washroom hides a secret switch. It opens the door to Scordo's hideout. No idea what he does in there all day, but I know he's guarding something, and it's behind that door at the end of the passage. He always has the key on him. You want to know what he's up to? If I were you, sweetie, that's the first place I'd look.
So how do you know about this door, if it's such a secret?
Oh, you know, most men are pretty easy to read. Hit the
Not to
right
mention
spot
it's
with
under
them
your
and
own
they'll
damn
sing
roof.
like birdies. Scordo told me himself, with a little, persuasion.
Thanks for the information.
Anytime. Like I said, there's not much I don't get to hear about, one way or another.
Not gonna lie, that's quite the beans to spill for 10 gold. Not to mention, you surely should have heard of my reputation for impeding the Don's plans by now. But it is what it is. So, like I said, Scordo's dialogue is going to be different now that our loyalty is in the opposite direction.
What are you doing here? What do you want?
I came to see if you have any casual work.
Work? I can get my hands on enough workers if I need them. I'll take your gold, though, if there's something you'd like to buy while you're here.
What are you selling?
Antiques. Golden ones. Things brought in by the refugees. All legit. I have provenance for all of them.
And where do these antiques come from?
Inheritances. Grandmother's mantelpieces and farmers' hideaways. A man gets caught selling anything illegal, trading artifacts, he gets in trouble. I deal in antiques.
Why are you back here in a storeroom?
Dangerous times. Lots of thieves. Man needs security.
You're hiding. Hiding from whom?
There's a world of difference between hiding and being discreet.
Where does that passage over there lead to?
That's no passage. That's a storeroom. And you're going to stay away from it. Because it's my business.
So what brings a man like you into a storeroom?
There you go again. Blunt you are. I'm a man trying to make a living in difficult times. Times when creatures would take your life off you, and your fellow man would strip you of your pride. And what's a man without pride?
This is why you don't like the Inquisition being here.
The Don knows pride. I'm talking about years of injustice, years of faceless men, names on paper from the mainland deciding our fate. I'm talking about using events to escape the chains they've been keeping us in. People think it's just about surviving. But what's the point of having a life if you spend it paying taxes, working to the bone for others to live in gold and silk?
A man needs pride.
I'm thinking you must be that castaway. I've heard you've been helpful. Helpful to the Inquisitor, that is.
What makes you say that?
Oh, you know what it's like. Word gets around. And you do seem to be everywhere, collaborating, doing his good works. Good for him, that is. And his good seems to be leaving others starving, doesn't it?
All right, Scordo. I know you've been smuggling artifacts out of the town.
Do you now?
You know all artifacts are supposed to be handed to the Order.
You know, I think you're right. I found this sword in the ruins, so we fight.
Indeed. So here we go. Now, be warned that Scordo is probably the toughest fight we've had to deal with so far. And unfortunately, this is not really great. A great environment to be fighting in. If you get him backed up against the wall, you have a nasty habit of your sword deflecting off of it. And he can take us down in 3 hits at this point, so... There's not a whole lot of room to maneuver, so doing the usual dodge strafe strats is kind of tricky here. It's all about the chip damage. Yeepers. Oh god. Yeah, and he's also got the counter parry, which is a rough thing to deal with. Because NPCs can kind of throw that out without warning. Deflect. Oh man. It's getting sketchy. Ah, you fucker.
Let's see what we can find.
At least they don't take your weapons like they used to. I don't even remember how much of your money they take.
And I'm happy to give it to the Order. Blade first. So
interesting. So he just kind of resumes that conversation. So that's the one luxury of this fight. While he does rob you if you lose, he doesn't heal back to full, so you can pick up from where you left off. I never noticed that he kind of doesn't finish his dialogue when he says, "Oh, I found the sword in the ruins," being all cheeky about it. But yeah, he doesn't finish that dialogue unless you lose once, and then he says the next line. So that's funny. Oh god. There we go. Dealt with. We got our money back. And we got his key.
Scordo.
What? Thought you'd kill me?
No,
You're
I didn't
not the
really try
first
to.
who've tried. I don't die easy.
So that's that. All that really happens there, it kind of just gets left open. But we know that he's the one smuggling the artifacts. We now have the key that lets us open the end of the tunnel. This actually isn't the end of the tunnel. This is, in fact, a storeroom, like he said. One which we can rob. Well, rob that cupboard anyway. But all the way at the back is the way out of here. Behold, we are now liberated from the city, and the gate is right there. And at this point, even though you're on the Inquisition side, if you were to walk up there, I'm pretty sure the warriors and novices up there would still beat you up. But this is an approach to the city that we didn't take. We went around the backside, so we haven't really explored this area yet. But we will take care of that in the future. It is funny to me that this is right here, and it's not exactly hidden. It's not like the brush is hiding it. All that would have to happen is somebody would have to walk down here and notice this door here. And anybody from the Inquisition being like, yo, where does that door go? And are we covering that? And they would find out, oh no, we're not. And if they couldn't open the door because they didn't have the key, well, you're the Inquisition. Who's going to stop you just battering the door down and storming the place? But alas, they are not so clever. Now, the other funny thing about this location is that that's not the only place it links to. we head this way, there's more things what we can steal.
Better start again. Did it.
Nailed it. But more significantly than that is yet another secret passage leading to the Don's house. Eh? Apparently I haven't done this one yet on the Inquisition.
That didn't do it.
That is a surprise to me.
It worked.
I guess we'll take care of that now. I'll be honest, I'm surprised I didn't do this one in the last video. I don't know why I didn't. Or if maybe I just didn't save, but let's just go through it again, just in case.
Here. This seems to be the Don's amulet.
Well, would you look at that? And the boys said they'd gone through everything. Right, I'll take it from here. Have a few gold coins for your trouble. And tell Tony his prize has been snatched from under his nose. Maybe he'll stop his skulking about.
About this treasure seeker. The business with Carrasco and the golden bowls has been dealt with. You can let the prisoner go.
Oh, is that so?
I found the 3 golden bowls and gave them to Carrasco.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Well, I suppose there's no point in wasting food on Ulf then. We've more to be worried about than some bowls. Wait here, I'll get him. Hey, send the prisoner out here.
Indeed. Well, we can tell Tony what has transpired.
I found Don Esteban's amulet.
You did? Where is it?
Hernandez has it.
You what? What happened? How did he even know it was there? You realize I've got to tell the Don. You've dropped me into a world of shit.
Indeed I have. Hope you enjoy. Well, he says he's sending the prisoner down here, but I didn't see him walk past. I guess he did. Oh, would you look at that? He's right there.
The Inquisition is letting you go.
Nice work. Can't say I'm sad to be leaving this dingy hole. One hole to another, though. How do we get out of this town? I'll go down to the Harbour Quay and find my brothers. Once you can get us out of town, come and find us. But make sure the way is really clear, okay? We're not too fond of being led into traps. Catch you later.
I thought you were treasure hunters. Traps should be your bread and butter. Well, that done. Let's have a word with Commandant. Because we now know how the artifacts are being smuggled out of town. But for some reason we can't take the initiative to do anything about Scordo until we've debriefed.
About the Don's followers. Tony won't cause any more trouble, but he did try to break into the Don's old house.
Aha. Then he should be glad I didn't catch him there. Well done. Here is your reward.
Scordo, the leader of the Don's men, had this key on him.
That looks like a key to the sewers. They must be smuggling artifacts out through this tunnel. The idiots. Damned idiots. These thieves don't realize what they're doing. I don't want to think about what has slipped through our fingers. The knowledge we've lost. Well, at least we have the key now. Here, a reward. You earned it. Finally, we can arrest these artifact smugglers. Go, seize the man responsible for this. I want Scordo finished. I want him pondering his misdeeds behind the walls of the monastery.
The town is now free of the Don's men.
I heard. Every one of the Don's men gone from the streets. This town and the Order owe you a debt. All that is missing is the leader of this gang. If you were to see to it that Scordo disappeared, that would be an immeasurable service to the people of this island.
God, I can tell already my numbers are way off just looking at my notes, so bear with me 1 second here. Alright, so I'm gonna provide the numbers as I've crunched them at the end of this to try and quantify the difference in gold and XP rewards. But the fact that I've already noticed some glaring mistakes makes me think that my numbers may not be very accurate. But I'll provide them anyway. I still think the ballpark figures are significant enough to show that there's actually quite a surprising difference.
Commandant Carlos knows where you're hiding. Go to the monastery, or he will have you hung out for the crows.
You think the monastery will break me, do you? There's nothing the Inquisitor can take from me he's not already taken 1,000 times.
Then maybe you should take what he's offering, instead of fighting him.
Not with my last breath.
Big talk. Just make sure you make your way to the monastery.
They've tried ruling this island for years. They've never broken us, and they never will.
I don't understand that. We basically just trust that he will make his way to the monastery and turn himself in. And wouldn't you know it, he actually does. It's kind of odd. I don't know why he doesn't just walk out of here and head back to the Dawn, other than being afraid to face up to his failure. But I would think that would sting a lot less than servitude to the Inquisitor that he hates so much. Well, what do I know?
Ah, it's you. Any news?
About the Don's followers. Scordo will no longer trouble this town.
You have surpassed yourself. With Scordo gone, we can all breathe more easily. You have done us a very great service. If I can do anything for you, name it.
Would you help me get training at the monastery?
I think you are ready now, young man. I will give you my recommendation if you wish.
Master Belshore has given me his blessing.
Indeed. Master Belshore thinks much of you. So, take this recommendation from me. You have earned it. The warriors of the Order will allow you through. Now you have my permission. Go to the monastery. There, you will be asked if you will choose the path of magic or the path to become a warrior of the Order. You choose your own fate. So choose wisely. I wish you good luck.
There we have it. Not only do we have the choice of what path to take, but we also have the freedom to come and go from the city as we please. So isn't that nice? But the other fellows, the triplets, don't have that luxury, so we still have to sneak them out through the tunnels. But there's somebody else who's been trying to find a way out of town, and we have to make sure that we don't leave them out to dry.
I have permission.
All right.
So there you go. They never, like, allow you to walk in or out. You have to talk to the NPC and go through a loading screen, basically.
No one can enter. Orders from Inquisitor Mendoza.
I need to get into the town.
What?
You must have other business to attend to.
Eh? Am I stupid?
Silence, please.
Okay. Interesting. Apparently we're allowed to leave, but not get back in. Well, good thing is we still have the tunnel, so... Honestly, having that means to come and go is hardly any more convenient. Even discounting the fact that it is only a means to leave. Alright, gentlemen, we have a way out of here.
About you escaping town. I told your brothers to come here.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Now all three of you are here, you can leave town.
Just tell us how, and we're out of here.
There's a secret tunnel in the back storeroom of Madame Sonia's brothel. It leads right out of town.
Right. We'll meet in the storeroom. Then you can show us this tunnel. See you there.
Off you go, gentlemen. You know, you think you could at least each, you know, shave your beard or style your hair a little bit differently to distinguish yourselves, but I guess even dress in different clothes. So, nope, you're triplets. You gotta keep that Keep that theme going as strong as you can. Alright, Patty. We've learned some things.
About your father. I hear he's a pirate.
Well, if you've heard people gossiping, then I guess it must be true.
Don't tell me you didn't know.
Do I know my father is Captain Gregorius Emmanuel Steelbeard, the most infamous bastard to have sailed the seas round here in 100 years? I can tell you he was a bastard. The rest of it, I've heard through legend, like you.
Were you planning on telling me?
I asked you for help with information. I didn't agree to give you any.
Okay, I get it. Captain Romanoff is locked up in a cell on the Harbour Quay.
So it's true what they're saying. He was arrogant enough to tangle with the Order. Did he tell you anything?
Romanoff says he doesn't know where your father is.
He says he doesn't know. But then he'd still say that even if he left my father headless and castrated in a barrel somewhere.
Vasily says your father has a shack here in town.
A shack. That's my father. Could afford a palace, but lives in the gutter with the whores and the rats.
It's his kind of company,
can you find
I
out
guess.
where it is? And do it without letting anyone else find it. Could be there's a clue there as to my father's whereabouts, if you can find it.
Vasily doesn't think your father's here on the island.
Vasily's never had anything useful to say.
I found this key on Ericsson.
Show me. I don't recognize this, but it has my father's initials on it. He marks his territory. I think he'd have carved his initials into me given the chance. This key's a start, but it's useless without a lock. I don't suppose Ericsson gave up what this key was for, did he? No, I didn't think so. Thanks for this. Let me know if you hear where this key might open.
That would be the shack. I think I did those dialogues out of order, but if I remember correctly, Ericsson did tell us where that goes. Or maybe it was Vasily who spilled the beans.
Romanoff doesn't seem very fond of your father.
My father tried to run him through and killed Romanoff's favorite whore instead. The pair of them never exactly moved in exclusive circles. Can't say I'm too comfortable having that bastard in town. He'd happily see me dead, or worse. And if you're thinking he might give me to his men for the night, you better know he'd happily do the same with you. Well,
I don't think his men
that's
would
just
bite.
one more reason to steer clear of Harbour Town.
Indeed. Well, why don't we go shack hunting? Supposedly a shack somewhere in the gutters. That's a very nondescript looking shack here in the gutters. And wouldn't you know it, the key seems to open it. It's also the only building anywhere here that actually has a closing door. So, that would kind of spill the beans on that, wouldn't it? I said that phrase a couple times tonight. It's not a phrase I usually say. Old document. Well, let's have a looky. A very old and worn piece of paper. Early bird catches the worm towards northeast by east. The old grave will know. Guess. Well, I guess we found out who owned this key after all. No idea who's been keeping that stove lit this whole time. Well, we have news.
About your father. I found this paper in one of the shacks in the gutters.
Now this is a useful piece of paper. This is precisely what I was looking for.
Don't put your finger
I
through
can
it.
finally leave this rat hole. You deserve a reward. Here, I can spare 200 gold coins. But take them, and you ask no more questions. Deal?
Keep the gold. Just answer my questions.
People usually see gold and forget everything else. All right. What do you want to know?
What's so important about that old scrap of paper?
There's no secret that it's linked to my father. You must have worked that much out yourself. But my father is my business.
Do you think your father is still on this island?
He was. Whether he still is and whether he's still breathing. Those are different questions. But I'll find him.
Tell me about Captain Romanoff. Think he'll be a problem?
Couldn't care less about him. I've got what I wanted now. At least part of it.
What's going to happen to the tavern while you're away?
The tavern's only ever been a place for me to hole up in. When it's time for me to move on, I'll find someone who wants it.
What will happen with your father's shack?
I have no use for it. You can have it if you want. You already have the key, after all.
Thanks. That place might come in handy.
They obviously did for my father. If you're going to keep it, take my advice and burn the bed linen.
I'll take the shack.
Probably burn
Always
the
wanted
mattress while I'm
something
at
with a
it.
sea view. That's probably enough with the questions, isn't it?
For now. Maybe. Maybe we can talk again later. You're a rare one. And I've traveled the length and breadth and met a lot of people. Right. All I need to do now is find a way out of this wretched town.
Well, wouldn't you know what I know?
There's a way out of town through the storeroom of Madame Sonia's brothel.
Really? Wouldn't have thought that witless sop would have the guts. She's a woman who likes to keep the bed warm on both sides of the argument. Still, you have the ring of truth, and I haven't had any better leads. I'll meet you at Sonia's. You can show me this tunnel before you can think of any reward.
Well, mosey on over and I'll show you the way out.
About you escaping town. I've checked it. The path through the tunnel is clear.
Okay, let's check it out, boys. Once we get outside, we'll probably make camp on the beach outside the town's walls. So, if you're in the market for treasure seekers, you'll know where to find us.
On the beach, right?
We'll hit the road now. Good luck with whatever it is you're up to in this island.
Right, so let's see this tunnel.
I'll turn around.
I've checked. The way out of the tunnel is clear. It leads outside the town walls.
I'm impressed. And not a question of a reward, yet. I don't have cause to say this often, but thank you. I promise, once I've found what I'm looking for, I'll return the favor. I'm going to head for the beach outside the town, see what I can find. Got to start somewhere. I'll be there for a little while. Just in case you get the urge to look for me.
Oh, I will resist that urge, I assure you. Now, the funny thing is, if Scordo's still here, so basically if you do this on the Don's side, he will actually complain that you're bringing all these people through here.
People have been using the tunnel without my permission. It's not a thoroughfare.
It won't happen again.
It better not. That tunnel is our lifeline.
Yeah, I've got that.
But that's about that. They don't have anything for you while they're waiting on the beach. So for now, really all we've got is to move on to, well, whichever of the two agendas we have next, depending on which faction we're dealing with. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. At long last, that's the end of our Harbor Town shenanigans. And that's where we're going to wrap it up. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode, long awaited as it was. And more importantly, I hope you all have a wonderful new year. Stay safe and stay healthy in 2025. Until next time, have yourselves a wonderful night. And we'll see you in episode 11.